Nobody tells you that survival mode has an expiration date. You just keep going. Keep getting up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep telling yourself, just get through today. Just make it to the weekend. Just hold on a little longer. And somewhere in the middle of all that holding on, the holding on becomes the whole thing. It stops being something you are doing temporarily and starts being the only way you know how to exist. If someone asked you right now what it feels like to actually live, not survive, actually live, could you answer that? I could not. I have been in survival mode for so long I genuinely do not remember what the other side of it feels like. Not a season of survival. Not a chapter. As far back as I can reach in my own memory, just getting through is always the goal. And I do not say that for sympathy. I say it because I think there are more people sitting where I am sitting than anyone wants to admit out loud. And what I have learned, slowly and not without resistance, is that God does not need you to remember what living feels like in order to bring you back to it. There is a moment in the 37th chapter of Ezekiel that I want to take you to for just a moment. God brought the prophet Ezekiel to a valley, not a garden. Not a mountaintop. A valley full of dry bones. Bones so dry that every trace of life had been gone from them for a very long time. And God asked him one question. Can these bones live? And then, without waiting for an answer, he told Ezekiel to speak to them. In the 4th and 5th verses of that chapter he said, "Prophesy over these bones and say to them, you dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus says the Lord God to these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. Breath entered into them, and they lived." That valley is not ancient history. That valley is the inside of survival mode. That is what it feels like when you have been just getting through for so long that the life has gone dry in you. Not because you gave up, because you have been carrying too much for too long without enough air. And God is still standing in that valley, still asking the same question. Can these bones live? The answer was yes then. It is yes now. It is yes for you. But here is what I want you to notice about how God works when He is moving someone out of survival mode and into something more. He does not always start with the dramatic. He does not always start with the flood completely gone and the sky perfectly clear. Sometimes He starts with something so small you almost miss it. In the 8th chapter of Genesis, verse 11, Noah had been on that ark for months. The flood was still out there. The water had not fully receded. And then a dove came back to him at evening, and in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. One leaf. That was it. Not the land. Not the all clear. Just one small, freshly plucked leaf that told him something had shifted. The flood was still present, but something was different. Something had changed even if he could not see the full picture yet. That is what the first moments out of survival mode feel like. Not a dramatic rescue. Not waking up one morning completely healed and whole. Just one small thing. One quiet shift. One moment where something in you lifts just barely and you think maybe, just maybe. Pay attention to those moments. They are not accidents. The prophet Hosea wrote something in the 6th chapter of his book that I want to sit with for just a moment. He wrote, "As surely as the sun rises, he will appear. He will come to us like the winter rains, like the spring rains that water the earth." Hosea chapter 6 verse 3, spring rains after a long winter. That is what is coming. And in the 2nd chapter of Song of Solomon verses 11 and 12, something extraordinary is said. "For behold, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing birds has come." Two completely different books written centuries apart saying the same thing. The winter does not last forever. The rain does eventually stop. And what comes after it is not just survival. It is flowers. It is singing. It is life returning to places that went quiet. And if you are standing at the edge of something right now, something that feels like more than you have ever been asked to step into, something that feels too big and too unknown and too far outside of what survival mode prepared you for, I want you to hear what Moses said to Joshua in the 31st chapter of Deuteronomy verse 8, right before Joshua had to walk into the biggest thing he had ever faced. The Lord himself goes before you. He will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. He goes before you. That means wherever you are stepping next, he is already there. You are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into somewhere he has already been. Somewhere he already prepared. Somewhere he is already waiting for you to arrive. So I want to ask you something before you close this video. What is the one small thing, the one olive leaf, the one barely there shift that you have noticed recently that might be God telling you the waters are receding? That the winter might be closer to over than it feels? Drop a live in the comments and tell us. We are reading every single one and we are praying over every name that shows up down there. Hit that subscribe button and come on this journey with us. And stay until the very end of this video. We left something there for you. Screenshot it. Write it down if you need to. Keep it close for the days when the winter feels like it is never going to end. We will be here. We see you. We are here for you.